The land down under has never been easier to reach. United Airlines has more flights between the U.S. and Australia than any other U.S. airline, so you can fly nonstop to destinations like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. Explore dazzling cities, savor the very best of Aussie cuisine, and get up close and personal with the wildlife. Who doesn't want to hold a koala? Go to united.com/Australia to book your adventure.
From the Gator Framework Studio in Music City, it's the Dining at Disney podcast.
You know the thing about good food, it brings folks together, all walks of life.
You'll discover all the best restaurants and food as you hungrily explore the Disney parks.
Let's do this thing!
The Dining at Disney podcast.
Welcome to the Dining at Disney podcast. I am Kristen, Disney park enthusiast, foodie, travel expert, and happy to be here.
Also happy to be here is me, Al John Go, podcast producer, lover of Star Wars, Disney parks, and Marvel. Also suffering horridly from these allergies. Pardon my throat. Pardon my voice.
And you're coughing.
And my coughing. And possible sneezing. I'm going to pass this over to Kat before I die.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm Kat, experiential producer, film historian, just spending all my time watching old British game shows. Why not? If you haven't already, please make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. I feel like it feels like it's a little early, but really it's like next week. We're going to talk about 4th of July. Time is a flatbread pizza. I don't even know when 4th of July is.
I know. Where's the year gone? Didn't we just have New Year's Eve?
Seriously, I don't know. What is time?
It just gets faster and faster. It's the theory of relativity. The farther and farther we get out there, the faster and faster time gets, it seems. But you're right. I mean, time is a flatbread pizza. And yeah, we are living Dolly paintings, right? I mean, what are we going to do?
Melting clocks.
All over the place.
Melting clocks everywhere.
I'm waiting for Loki and the TVA to come by and just prune us out of our own existence.
Oh, God.
Do me a favor, man. Ugh. Yes, please.
That said, I am looking forward to Deadpool because it's coming out here in a few weeks. So.
I didn't want to be pruned. You can move me to another.
No, just prune me. Jettison me into the sun. Kristen, it's fine.
Oh, there you go. Well, Deadpool looks good. I am looking forward to Deadpool. I mean, you saw Inside Out last week, Kat. And it's great. Inside Out 2 in theaters. And that should make a lot of money for Disney. Should make a lot of money for the mouse. And so should Deadpool. Because that looks great. I mean,
I got my Deadpool ticket. As you know, I have not seen a trailer. But I do have my ticket. And I'm ready.
Oh, the trailers are great.
If they have that at the drive-in, we are going.
Oh, sure they will.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have it at the drive-in. For sure.
We are going.
That's how we do the shows now, Kat, is that
It's perfect.
just go to the drive-in, the kids just fall asleep. And it's just a great date night because our drive-in movie theater is awesome. Stardust, they have awesome, they've got an awesome concession stand. It's just a
very
great
nice.
vibe,
Yeah,
great
very
people.
nice people. Yes.
Cool.
And they always show, of course, a double feature, so it'll be great. Cannot wait.
On Purple, is it Purple Tiger Drive? Right?
Oh, I have no
Something
idea.
like that. Purple Tiger something is the name of the
Love
street.
it.
Me too. I mean, what better name for a street? Purple Tiger.
I love it. That said, today, gang, as Kat alluded to, we will be talking about awesome stuff happening around the 4th of July Independence Day holiday there at the Disney parks. And also, because it is deep in the throes now of summer, ways and places and food and drink that we love to kind of help stay cool. So this is kind of, it's not a list per se, just a discussion, an open and frank discussion about the coolest food, literally, at the Disney parks.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Want to get us kicked off here for the July 4th festivities, Kristen?
Sure. Let's talk about all the red, white, and blue stuff going on. So, fireworks over Magic Kingdom. Of course, you're going to have Disney's Celebrate America, a 4th of July concert in the sky. This is very cool if you have not seen it before. It does take place both on July 3rd and 4th at 9:20. Yes, July 3rd. I have not seen it on July 4th, even though I've been to the park at that time. Went and saw it the night before, which I highly recommend doing because both days they're going to be packed. A few less people on July 3rd.
Yeah.
You can also head over to the American Adventure Pavilion over at Epcot and be inspired by the veterans' portraits. So you have Portraits of Courage, a commander-in-chief's tribute to American warriors. And this special exhibit is from George W. Bush Institute. It debuted June 9th over at Epcot. And this is from President Bush's personal commitment to military veterans and ongoing work with the Bush Institute's Veteran and Military Families Program.
There you go.
Which is very cool. Contains more than 60 oil paintings by President Bush.
He actually did I think it was a bestseller, but he did a compendium of his portraits that he did of American heroes or whatever. I guess it's been maybe 10, 15 years ago when he did it, but I had no idea he was such a prolific painter. So that's pretty cool. Good cause. Good cause.
Party at the Magic Kingdom.
There you go.
You can dance the night away with DJs, spinning some tunes there in front of Cinderella's castle and throughout the park. There's also Heartbeat of Freedom. It's following Luminous, the Symphony of Us at Epcot. The Heartbeat of Freedom performances will be taking place July 3rd and 4th at 9 p.m. And speaking of Epcot, you have Voices of Liberty Harmonies.
Love that group.
Yes. So if you haven't checked them out before, definitely do so for this holiday. Kat, you want to talk about some special photo ops?
Yeah. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, your favorite Disney pals, are channeling their miscast roles in Hamilton and sporting their Spirit of 76 attire.
Love it.
Maybe we'll get a rap performance too from Mickey. We'll see.
Why not? He's a mouse for all ages.
Exactly. So you can get special photo ops with them at the American Adventure, of course. Spaceship Earth will be glittering in red, white, and blue. The lights on Spaceship Earth will be reflecting across world celebration, which should be really cool. If you haven't seen the new Epcot lights, I highly recommend. It's so beautiful, and I'm sure this addition to the show will be just as impactful as what's already there.
Nice.
We talked about this a little bit last show, but of course, there's going to be some limited time foods, including the barbecue pulled chicken sandwich at Regal Eagle that we talked about last week. And I'm sure next week we'll be back with a delightful July 4th foodie guide for you guys.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a day that ends in Y if we didn't get some excellent merchandising.
Oh, yes.
The Disney Americana collection. It includes a Loungefly mini backpack and ear headband, along with a variety of tees, of course, in red, white, and blue. And you can get those items at World of Disney at Disney Springs, the Emporium at Magic Kingdom, Creations at Epcot, Discovery Trading Company at Animal Kingdom, and, of course, online at disneystore.com.
Awesome.
Aljon, you want to talk about celebrating at hotels?
Sure. Well, the resorts get the red, white, and blue makeover, getting into the spirit of things with surprise character experiences, campfires, sing-alongs, marshmallow roast, of course, movies under the stars, and children's activities. They've got them all. And, of course, they also will have a special electrical water pageant if you just happen to be around the Seven Seas Lagoon and Bay Lake. We've seen it before during the 4th of July, so they've got a little something extra with a cavalcade of creatures, including a patriotic grand finale with the American flag and the stars, all in sparkling lights. So that's going to be great. So that's a great thing about staying on the Disney property. You book with Kristen, she hooks you up. You get all these really cool kind of things. Of course, it's all patriotic. And what I love the most is seeing the characters come out in some, special attire, which is always really good, as Kat said, with those photo ops. So those are always fun. And of course, you get to commemorate the spirit of America every day, which every day we should. So there, of course, we have at Main Street, Marceline, of course, the reproduction of that there, Main Street USA, is going to be, of course, especially vibrant with the colorful red, white, and blue. It's going to be there. The Dapper Dance will be doing a bunch of really cool songs, of course, sharing the patriotic spirit. They are also going to be having, of course, the daily flag retreat, which is also a very touching ceremony there where they take down the flag and honor the flag. And they usually have veterans and military personnel there that they honor during that time as well when they do the flag retreat, which is a great ceremony as well. And then, not to mention, get to hang out in Liberty Square, where they do pay tribute to the daily life of the original 13 colonies, where guests can get up close and personal with a replica of the Liberty Bell, which I love. It's not cracked, so there you get to check out the Liberty Bell.
You can try and avoid walking in waste.
Yes, you can try avoid walking in the Pooh River, as we call it. Thank you, Imagineers, for putting that detail in there. If you don't know what we're talking about, check out Offhand Disney. They'll talk about the River of Poop. It's great on YouTube. And also, they have an opportunity there to check out the Hall of Presidents, of course, which is always great, especially if you want to sit down and chillax, because I like the Hall of Presidents, get a little history lesson, always good time there. And then, of course, World Showcase, you get to experience the American Adventure, which of course is one of my favorite animatronic figurines that are there. Yes, Kat agrees with me, because you can check out 35 audio animatronic figures that retell pivotal moments and events throughout the history, from the Mayflower to Valley Forge to the Civil War to the Great Depression. And of course, Ben Franklin and Mark Twain guide guests around this trip through time, which is great. I love me some Ben Franklin and Mark Twain jibba jabba.
Don't forget the ultimate theme park banger, Two Brothers.
Two Brothers, that's right.
Two Brothers Forever.
Two Brothers, one of the best songs ever written.
So good.
It is a banger. That is for sure. So there's a lot to do that is in our top 11. It's not quite a top 10. It's just a little bit more, because we give you more than you paid for here on this free podcast.
Okay, so there's one thing that I totally thought Kat was going to start off when she was talking about the food at Regal Eagle. I really thought she was going to start off by saying, this is a salute to all the countries, but mostly America.
I mean, obviously.
Obviously, I was waiting for someone to quote that, but it never happened. So
So good.
it's okay.
I wish they would bring the Muppets back to, especially for like this,
Yeah,
to
Liberty Square.
Liberty Square.
Yes, I agree.
I love the Muppet Show there at Liberty Square. I thought it was so good and so well done. The music and, of course, the crier and all that really cool stuff there.
Yeah.
Plus, anything to do with the Muppets, please.
Yes, please.
More Muppets? Can we have more?
More Muppets
I mean, can
all the time.
Can we have the Muppet Mobile Lab come back to Epcot? Can we do more Muppets, please? especially after this whole Jim Henson thing. Come on, man. Let's do it.
Oh, so good.
You know, there's a lot of like little things that we used to see that don't exist anymore that I wish would come back, like push the trash can.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
You know, all
Yeah.
those like little things that often people would like catch for a moment and then like go on about their day.
Well, those
And you don't,
those interactive things, the stuff that the droids and the aliens that walk around that they should be walking around over there at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the Streetmosphere actors, were
yes,
always
all
the
those
best
little
part of
things.
Hollywood studios. I love those impromptu, stage productions that they would do with the Streetmosphere.
yeah.
Even on Main Street, I love the Streetmosphere. You know, the mayor and the fire marshal and just everybody there is just. That's what Disney is to me, is those characters. Just it's all about the characters and welcoming you into the park. And those are the moments that I miss the most. And
Yeah.
Mulch, Sweat and Shears. I miss that band so much. I miss that band. Well,
Off kilter.
like
Off
I said,
Kilter. Yeah, I miss Off Kilter.
all the little things, little things, they add up to be something big and something more. And it's like cut here, cut here, cut here.
So
here.
speaking of cut here, before we get into the Disney Disneyness and the travel deal, I subscribe to a podcast or a video show called Hey Bricky on YouTube, and he is much like yourself, Kat, an experiential designer, and he talks about Imagineering, and he talks about how Epcot, right? So the new future world that we're living in right now in Epcot is pretty much done. Construction walls have been taken down, and of course, it isn't the same project that we were sold to pre-pandemic at the D23 Expo of 2019.
Absolutely not.
It is not. And we know, as Disney fans, budget cuts, all kinds of things that have happened, park closures. If the pandemic didn't happen, we would probably be well on its way to having a fully realized future world that they envisioned. Instead, we have got this is okay for now until we can get to the next milestone in maybe another decade, which will be here before we know it, believe it or not. I mean,
You can say that. However, look at the number of things that Disney has promised at D23. This is what's happening, and this is what's happening, and it's not ever been what they've said at D23.
No.
Not once. Not have we seen it realized for Walt Disney World anything yet.
well, and here's
Well,
Disney puts it out for D23.
well, and here's the thing.
I would say Tiana. Tiana is the exception to that rule.
Tiana.
Yeah, because I mean, they're opening. It's
Yeah,
happening.
we missed seeing that part at.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is sometimes they promise things like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and they show concepts of other things that is not necessarily a promise, but they like to tease us, and of course those things don't ever come to fruition because of budgets primarily. I mean, we know it's always tied to a budget.
It is.
Or just changing themes or whatever.
But maybe don't sell it so big anymore. Maybe
Yeah.
you sell it small and then you build bigger, and then people are.
Yeah, it's like showing off your entire slate of new movie releases and then not ever doing any one of them. Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
And I understand. Look, they're tooling it up for future enjoyment, right? So if they need to take a sledgehammer and break it in order to make it better, do it, because your fans deserve it. But I think as we look at Future World as it stands now, it's not what was shown to us. So I think that's why people are going to show big disappointment. But I think it's just unrealized until the next big milestone for Epcot. And I think that's what, unfortunately, the pandemic had helped kind of stall all those plans, unfortunately. But I check out Hey Bricky on YouTube. I think he's a great channel. and he talks about all kinds of Imagineering things. And I actually put a comment on that thing about the Epcot Future World. I said the next episode should be called "Designing with Constraints." Constraints, like people don't understand. Constraints are a real thing when you have to design around a price point or constraint or timeline or something like that. It's like you can't get all this done, and I think that was another one of those things. But anyway, let's move on to something else, shall we?
You know what? Before we do that, I
Okay.
do want to say one other thing.
Okay.
Universal.
Okay.
So our daughter was watching Mario Brothers the other day, and they're like at the mushroom place in it, and she's like, "Mommy, is this real?" I was like, "No." Well, I want to go there. If it's real, I want to go there.
She said that.
Yes. And so the first thing that comes to my mind is, who's going to be doing something with Mario Brothers? Universal.
Yes.
So that may mean that once all that stuff is done and Epic is open, we may be making a trip to Universal.
Oh, that's inevitable.
Let's make it a group thing. I want to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should.
2025 Orlando venture.
Okay. Let's do it.
That sounds good to me.
I mean, I got to go check out Nintendo World. I got to. I love Nintendo, so got to do it.
I want to see the dark universe stuff, and
Well, not only will they have Mario there, but I hope they do something with Pokemon. I mean, I really do. Pokemon's such a big thing, and I got the kids into Pokemon, Cat.
I mean, good. I don't know what the Pokemon status of licensing is over there. They kind of do their own thing in Japan and Singapore and China, so it's one of those weird ones. Like Nickelodeon has their own locations, but then they have like smattering of other things throughout. It's just like very weird what their franchising situation is.
Well, who knows? Whatever the case is, I'm all for it. Plus, there's going to be a new Mario movie probably coming out during that time anyway.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the first one was such a huge hit. I mean, epic hit. So I can't wait for the next one.
I have to get them before we go, though, to at least sit through the first Harry Potter movie.
Okay. Well, you can try that. You can try it.
Because I want them to walk through them and be
I
like,
think it's a lot.
ooh.
I think it's a lot.
But it may be a good thing in the car.
It might be. Okay. All right.
The first one is geared towards,
It's really
I would say, 8 to 12.
And,
Yeah,
and
you're
they'll
right.
be closer to 6 and 5 at that point.
Well, and you're right, because I mean, it's scholastic after all.
And you guys, they're already watching a lot of stuff anyways.
Yes,
So.
that's true. We'll get them going, and maybe they'll like real Ghostbusters too. That'll be great because maybe they'll have a Ghostbusters thing going on at that point.
Oh,
That would be
that would
sick.
be
Oh, I
awesome.
can't wait! I wish they would bring the Ghostbusters back. That and Scooby Doo. I mean, because they love Scooby Doo too, or they should be liking Scooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo.
I did not love Scooby Doo.
Oh my gosh, what is wrong with you?
Well, my thing,
I love Scooby Doo.
my thing
I
is,
love Scooby-Doo.
it was I knew that it was somebody behind the mask. So it was always one of those things like, oh, okay, so it's Mr. So-and-so,
Mr.
you know,
Carruthers
like,
underneath the big mask.
I was like,
I would have gotten away
wow.
with it if it wasn't for you pesky kids.
I always just felt it was kind of
look,
that part of it was
for
not.
me, yeah, that was the predictability part of it all. But I think the situations that the gang is in every week, I tuned in for that, and of course, Shaggy and Scoob, of course. But anyway, that's Universal. I guess it's a whole other show. But anyway,
Anyway,
yes, we
speaking
should
of
all
Universal,
go. We should all go. We should all
Yes,
go.
please.
it's that time.
It is that time. This week, I know that you might have trips on your mind. You might be thinking to yourself, I want to go to Walt Disney World Resort or Universal, or I want to take a cruise.
They may be thinking about Universal in 2025, like we are talking about,
They
going,
might be.
you know what? That's just next year. We need to start planning that.
Well, let me put this little earworm in your brain. Book with Kristen, because she's got the know-how to help you save money and have a great time on your next vacation. What kind of deal do we have this week?
We are going to be talking about a delicious deal, and it is all about free dining. If you are a Disney Visa card member, you can get free dining. All you have to do is purchase a non-discounted 4-night, 4-day travel package that includes your room at a select Disney Resort hotel, as well as your theme park tickets with the park hopper option. You can book more than those 4 nights, but it just has to be at least those 4 days. And this is going to be for arrivals most nights, July 1st and to July 31st, just around the corner, just days away, as well as September 1st to September 7th and December 9th to December 21st. And if you are staying at a value or moderate, you will get the quick service for free. If you are at a deluxe or deluxe villa, you will get that basic Disney dining plan for free.
Love it. I love it. So to take advantage of this deal or the numerous cruise deals that are coming out, or even Universal deals, where can people email you to have their free quote and get them started on their awesome vacation?
They can contact me at themeparksandcruises@gmail.com.
Love it. All right, gang. Summertime, and it is hot, and you want to cool down. You've got some places and some food and drink to consider in this little open discussion about keeping cool at the Disney parks. So who wants to kick things off? I can if you like.
Go for it, Aljon.
Do it.
I tell you.
Go, Aljon.
Go, Aljon.
Aljon.
Go, Aljon. I think this is going to be the appetizer of it all. I love Disney Springs. And as I've alluded to in times past, a big fan of Chef Art Smith's Homecoming.
No, you don't say.
Yes, look, it's my happy place. I think it really edges out Raglan Road at this point.
It's those refillable moonshine
Oh my
drinks.
gosh, that's where I'm at right now. They have the Shine on tap, so go over there. They've got refreshing moonshine on tap. You can get the refillable house made. It's great, I will tell you. And you can get the different flavors that they have there. The fruity concoctions are great if you have the sipper squeeze bottle. It's totally refillable and totally worth it. So fill yourself up once, have a great meal there at Homecoming, walk around Disney Springs, come on back, refill it again. You'll be so happy, like myself. So
Okay, so if we are at Disney Springs, Kat, where are you going?
You already know. The Coca-Cola bar.
there you go.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
What
Ooh,
did you think I was going to say?
Swirls on the water.
Well, I love Swirls on the Water. Look, if you guys want me to sing you the song of my people about Dole Whips, I will. But there is no air conditioning at Swirls on the Water.
True.
Yeah.
So I chose some place that was a little cooler. You know, Swirls on the Water cannot be beat. I'm not going to sing you guys a song of my people because I don't want anyone to get that earworm stuck in their head. But I will tell you about the Coca-Cola rooftop beverage bar that I love.
I love it too.
I'm obsessed with this place. I wish they had one out here because it's great. Being the sociopath that I am,
Ooh,
I do love to go here because they do have Beverly.
I knew that's what she was going to say.
You
That's-
know me, I love me some Beverly.
that's my favorite thing to do is people watch at Club Cool or whatever the Coke Zone or whatever they call it now over.
Yeah.
at Epcot just to see people's look on their face when they taste Beverly for the first time.
It's just so delicious. I love it so much. Um, Not only that though, to me, the height of luxury and comfort is to have as many glasses in front of me with beverages as possible. So
Yeah.
being able to go to this bar, especially if it's like, 90 degrees out, and I can have a Beverly and a Diet Coke and a melon Fanta and a watermelon Fanta and whatever else I might want, because there's like 900 things on tap there. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Stay hydrated.
I agree.
Ugh. But yeah, Coke bar is my choice. They don't serve alcoholic beverages anymore.
Boo.
I get it.
Where's my tuba? Dang it.
Wah, 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 wah. Yeah. But, they do still have like mocktails, which I think are pretty fun. And you can do the round the world flight, which is interesting.
There
The
we
view
go.
from up there is really beautiful.
I found it. Better late than
Yeah.
never.
Loved it.
Still.
But yeah, they also have ice cream and slushies and coffee. Pretty much whatever you want, they got it.
Like it.
Yeah.
I'm a
What about you, Kristen?
I prefer to eat very light. I like cool foods, not necessarily like, when I say cool, I'm not thinking like ice cream, desserts, that kind of thing. I mean like cool, more refreshing foods, light, things like salads and the foods that's not hot and heavy. So I think I would have to head over to Haleo and do some tapas.
Nice.
And there I can have myself an alcoholic drink. And it would definitely be something that was very light, very refreshing. Not something sweet. When I'm hot, unless it's ice cream, like I don't want something sweet. I want something that's just like a drink that's crisp and refreshing. But the tapas there are so good. And so, just get a whole bunch of the lighter tapas that are on the menu and some nicely thinly sliced meat, some cheeses, olives, and just snack on that, because you get full because you're slowly eating and drinking, and you're eating and drinking something that's light. So when you leave, you don't feel hungry anymore, but you don't feel stuffed and full or any of those things either. You just feel satisfied. So that would be my place, and it's air conditioned, so we got that covered too.
There you go.
Okay, Aljon, next thought for you.
All right. Main Street USA, we've been talking a lot about the 4th of July, and I love Casey's Corner. Get in, get yourself a cold Coke, sit down, and just chill out. That's all you got to do. It's air conditioned in there. Just go in there. And if
you're
it's
just
too
going to
cold,
stand in there with the air
just
conditioning
stand in there
on
with
the
a
bench.
Coke and have
They
yourself
don't have
some
the
corn
benches
nuggets
anymore. I
know
miss
they
the
don't have
benches.
the benches. But, if the inside is too packed, you can always sit at a table over there, right there next to the piano, and be entertained under the shade, which we've done on numerous occasions. And it's great because you have dinner, you have lunch and a show or whatever it is, with a nice frosty Coke, because that is kind of, Kat likes Diet Coke. Yes.
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 See, I love me some Diet Coke too. And
You're more of Coke Zero.
I am a Coke Zero guy, if they have it. But Diet Coke is a close second. And so I've got to go down to Casey's Corner to have me that. That's just my thing.
Mm.
And there's plenty more also, but please continue. Who's next, Kat?
Well, I'll stick to the Magic Kingdom too, I guess. For my next one, it's Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the food
Darn
there is
show.
fine. Exactly. The food there's fine. They have gluten-free options, which I always appreciate. But like Kristen said, when you go there, you go for Sunny Eclipse. I am possibly Sunny Eclipse's biggest fan. If that was a thing, I think it would be me. I love him. And I am always impressed with their selection of gluten-free options. So you can sit in there, you can eat, you can watch the show, you can chill. They have so much seating in there.
That's true. There's a lot of seating.
Yes, so you're never fighting with anyone for a seat. There's nothing like that. You just go in, you order your food. You can do it by mobile order if you want to, and just have a seat, relax, enjoy the show. What else is there to say? Get the watermelon. Not watermelon. It's not watermelon anymore. The desert pear lemonade.
Ooh, that's
Delicious.
good.
Yeah, it's good.
Let's see. For Magic Kingdom. Okay. I think my place, if I'm going to cool down, I'm going to head over to Gaston's Tavern
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of seating. But I find often when I go in there, there's not a lot of people in there either. So you can typically get a seat. And I am going to get myself LeFou's Brew with an extra pump of marshmallow syrup. And hide back in the corner where it's air conditioned and cool myself down with the air conditioning and my LeFou's Brew. And the reason it needs an extra pump of marshmallow, I say, is because I don't like apple juice. I really am like, I just feel apple juice is hospital food, and I don't like hospital food.
That checks out.
So, it's what comes to my mind is being in a hospital. And so the extra pump gets rid of that extra apple, kind of balances that out. So it has, it's not tasting like you're drinking apple juice, but it's got apple flavored with marshmallow, and it's just that way.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like it. All right. I'm at Epcot now.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm going to Sunshine Seasons.
We love Sunshine Season.
I need a break. I need to sit down in a place with ample seating, great air conditioning, and a plethora of food choices and alcoholic beverages at my disposal. If you need a beer, you need a little bit of vino, you need a little refresher, kick back, relax, sit at a table, and just chill out. And after that, hit living with the land. That's my relaxation prescription for you. Okay. And I don't know. It's just when I talk about trying to find air conditioning at Epcot, that's one of the first things I'm going to do is let's go over there because I know I can sit down and relax. And I will say, in a park that doesn't have a whole lot of places outdoors to chill in air conditioning, this is a huge thing. Between this and Connections, this place.
You've got Regal Eagle.
Regal Eagle is great, but this one really just takes the cake for me in so many different ways because of the food options and the drink options, and just the fact that you can't get a seat in without trying most of the time. So that is mine. Kat?
We've been talking about it a lot the last couple of shows. And I feel like I need 3 hours to talk about Regal Eagle Barbecue, but I only have a minute and 30 seconds. I love Regal Eagle. I never thought I would say that. The only thing I've ever ordered from here is French fries and pickles, and I'll never need to order anything else. The air conditioning is great. It's in a central location. They have plenty of tables. They've got 3 different drink stations, so you never have to wait in line to get soda. It's great. I love it.
Nice.
That's it. That's the end of the story.
So mine is going to be, oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of the place.
Oh my gosh, Kristen.
Sounds like
It's the wine bar in Italy.
Tutto Gusto.
Okay, so that was right. And then I thought, started thinking, no,
the Wine
that's not it.
Keller or whatever. That's Germany.
No, I think I was getting it confused with the restaurant for a second. Yes, Tutto Gusto.
Okay.
And this is coming from somebody who has actually been overheated, on the verge of, if I don't find a place to cool down, this is going to put an end to my day. Like I'm going to be down and out from heat exhaustion. And so the place nearest by, because we were in the World Showcase, and we decided the best place for all of us to sit down where it was really going to be very cool. We could get some food and some drink, and I will say that place was perfect. We had plenty of time that we could sit at a table. I could cool down. I could drink plenty of water and rehydrate before I ordered. I think it was a beer. Eat some light, refreshing foods. Food's good. Air conditioning's good. And when you're in the World Showcase, that really is a difficult place. If you are on the verge of suffering from heat exhaustion, and you have started now with that headache, and I have got to get in air conditioning or I'm going to be gone for the day. That is one of the few places that you can get into, because so much of the places throughout there, it's either an attraction, which is great to cool down, but honestly, standing up and watching an attraction when you have started with a headache from heat does not make you feel very good. And most of the restaurants are table services. So to find a place you can go and sit down and eat and don't have to have a reservation is few and far between. And so outside of Regal Eagle, this is another great place to do that and recover. And you can sit there for a couple hours if you need to and recoup before you finish out your day, kind of cool down, rehydrate, refuel yourself with some good food, and then be like, okay, I'm good to do the rest of the day.
Awesome.
Love it.
It's difficult when you're on the go, hitting the parks. And a lot of people just fall out because they get dehydrated and they don't stay cool.
Yeah.
It's just so important that you do that. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. And it's not just you, it's the kids. I feel that I'm constantly making sure that our kids are hydrated and cool down, because otherwise they're going to be in a world of hurt too. And that's even worse.
Well, especially our daughter. She's like me. She is very heat sensitive, and if she gets overheated, she quickly goes from starting to get overheated to being overheated in a very short amount of time. And so I try and I'm like, water. No. Okay, you're not thirsty. You're drinking water still. Drink it, drink it, drink it.
Well, and so here we are at Hollywood Studios, and that's where I'm like, go to Backlot Express. Because, you know, and if you, and for that very reason, it's just like you just go to Backlot Express, just hang out, cool down, or ABC Commissary, which is actually, you know, I never would have thought if you listen to this show that I would ever recommend going back to ABC Commissary, because I got food poisoning there. It, you know, years and years and years ago, but I gave it another chance, and I really like it, and I like the food that they offer there now, and it's a great place to kind of cool down. And they have a soda fountain there. It's great. Just avail yourself, cool down, take a load off at Studios, and relax with the fam. And granted, of course, peak season is always crazy around the parks, and especially at these kind of larger air conditioned kind of places. However, if you're able to eat off peak times during a through period, when it's not, you know, straight up noon, lunchtime, or whatever, and just kind of alter your plans a little bit, it'll make for a much more comfortable experience for you, because you can find a seat, you can sit down with your family, enjoy the air conditioning, relax, as Kristen says, recharge yourself and your children, and get ample food and drinks to cool down. And the bathrooms are always clean, so that's always a plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Hey, those things are important in life.
Definitely.
You know,
Especially depending on what kind of food poisoning you're suffering from.
oh yeah, you ain't kidding.
Oh boy.
Anyway, go ahead, Kat.
Well, ABC Commissary was mine at Hollywood Studios too, so I guess I'll do a Disneyland one.
Yeah, sure.
Which
Unless you had something else you wanted to add about ABC Commissary.
Oh, I thought you said backlot.
I said backlot, but then I said ABC would be one.
Oh, you. I kind of thought you were like, say, I don't know. Never mind.
no, I think you covered it. I do love ABC Commissary. I feel like people forget that it's there now.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to go to Toy Story Land or Star Wars, and they forget that whole corridor is right there, but it's a straight shot to those Muppets, baby.
That's what's missing at Star Wars is a really nice air conditioned, you know, hangar bay 7 or docking bay 7 is okay, but it's not
big enough.
It's not big enough.
No, there's not nearly enough seating in there.
There's not enough seating, and the food is kind of meaty, meh.
Yeah,
Honestly.
agree.
Anyway,
Well, at Disneyland, I had a couple of different ones, but the one I think I'm going to go with is Plaza Inn.
yeah,
I love Plaza Inn. I think the vibe in there is so nice. Not for breakfast, let's be clear. At breakfast time, you couldn't get me in there with a hook. But lunch and dinner, when it's a little more chilled out on those off times, the vibe in there is really nice. They have nice, comfortable seating, lots of air conditioning, one of my favorite salads on property. And I could just sit there for hours. There's not a lot of places at Disneyland where you can do that as of late. Tiana's Palace doesn't have indoor seating. Jolly Holiday is almost always a zoo, and they don't have indoor seating anymore. There's not a ton of places where you can actually sit inside of a place just to get out of the heat. So I do enjoy the Plaza Inn when I'm over there and I need to actually like sit down and take a breather. I'm also super bougie, so I was gonna say that my runner-up is the DVC Lounge. I love the DVC Lounge at Disneyland. It's so nice. They have Coke My Way machines and plenty of outlets to charge your phone.
Right.
Great.
I love it.
Maybe
Okay,
they
Kristen.
will be bougie and can have DVC.
Just come visit me and we'll all go.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right.
So if I'm at Hollywood Studios, because this park is the worst part for me when it comes to getting hot and overheated, going all the way back to Star Wars weekends.
Oof.
So if I am going over there, because there was just a lack of air conditioned quick service. So you have to, for me, if it's hot, I have to plan, which means I am going to midday make a dining reservation for Hollywood Brown Derby because I know it's going to be hot and I'm going to need to cool down. But on top of that, I can go in there and get their Cobb salad. It's light, it's refreshing, so it's not a heavy meal, but I've got my air conditioning in time to kind of like cool so I don't get to that point. But I will say, if you are outside and you're in that park, a place for me to make a stop, because it often is in the shade because of the way that building sits and it's in a corner, is the bar. Baseline Tap House.
Agreed.
Because you can get in the shade, have a nice refreshing beer, and cool down a little bit. You're not in the direct heat of the sun. So that's always like a stop for me when I'm in that park as well.
I wish Baseline was bigger. I really wish they would just enclose that entire area.
It'd be nice, if it was bigger.
I mean, that whole theming of is just the kind of bar that I love. I love the fact that you can get all these great beers on tap. It's got the nice kind of industrial setting that I like, very much like the Edison, right, over there at Disney Springs. Just kind of expand it out and have more people. I mean, anyway, that's my dream. Baseline Tap House.
And they have good pickles with their charcuterie there.
They do. I agree with that 100%. Anyway. So
so that's
turn?
my Hollywood.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I am bleeding, by the way. Do you have an extra tissue with you?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. Another park that is horrendous in terms of getting shelter and respite from the heat would be Animal Kingdom. Not a whole lot. However, there are some really cool things. And once again, it takes some planning. So go to Yak and Yeti and plan in advance and get their refreshing water. I had it.
They're refreshing.
The refreshing water. No, they actually have like a glacier water drink.
Yes,
that's what glacier. I meant to say. Just have some tap water. It's refreshing.
It's fine.
Get it everywhere. Just go into Yak and Yeti and just ask for water, please, and just be annoying as hell.
They're like a drink on their menu.
Yes, the glacier water is great. It's basically just a fruity water, blue water.
Yeah.
But it's the food that you can get there, just a wide range of stuff. We like to get the ahi tuna.
No,
nachos.
it's not we like to get. Because I like to get it.
Okay.
I always am the one that orders.
I love it too.
You like it. You don't order it. I order it.
Yeah, because I get to eat off your plate.
You just negotiate. Like, I'll get this if you'll let me have some.
I'll get the bao buns if you let that ride. But once again, you plan in advance to get into the park. You get knee deep into it. And then you have lunch over at Yak and Yeti, where there are two floors of just air conditioning bliss. And you can just sit down, take a load off, have something to drink, have something to eat, and just relax. And there you go.
And light, refreshing, cool ahi tuna nachos.
100%.
Gold.
All right. Baton the cat.
You already know what I'm going to say.
Yes, I do.
It's the Nomad Lounge.
That's right. I knew. That's why I didn't say it. I was like, I know you're gonna come in with it.
You got to do it. I mean, if you're there, you got to do it. They have gluten-free churros. Sold. Enough said. But I love it there. I love going to Tiffin's and Nomad. I love the decor in that area. I think it's really a beautiful tribute to Joe Rohde and his team of Imagineers who worked tirelessly on Animal Kingdom.
Love it.
But not only that, it's great food, good drinks, excellent service. You know, there's no downside to Nomad Lounge. It's a little expensive, but really what isn't anymore?
That's true.
Fine. What about you, Kristen?
Okay, so just as I did with Hollywood Studios, and I said, this is my place that I eat, and this is the place that I'm gonna go and take my break at this, like, at another point in the day. I'm doing the same thing here. And I am this tells everybody exactly what they should do at Animal Kingdom, because I am making my reservation for Yak and Yeti because it has amazing air conditioning, like the signs advertise in Animal Kingdom. Yes, the air conditioning is great. The food is fantastic. And my ahi tuna nachos are light, refreshing, and very cool. Like, in the literal sense of being cool. So I've got to go there for that. And I've got to have my mango tea there. Iced tea, amazing. That just makes my day. But when I need my break and I'm like at another point in the day, I am going where Kat mentioned, I am going to Nomad Lounge because I can kind of go around this like little corner and it's like a little hideaway there. And you can have some great appetizers. You're still going to be hot, but it's shaded in that little area because of the way it's designed. There is seating inside where it is cooler should you need the air conditioning. I prefer to like sit outside, but I'm going to go there and have myself a refreshing adult beverage of some sort, whatever it may be. It's not going to be something sweet if I'm sitting outside. Definitely going to be something light, probably citrusy or minty, crisp, that kind of thing. That's what I'm going to go for.
You know what we ought to do next week? We ought to do like the best places to get ice cream at the Walt Disney and Disneyland resorts. Because all this talk about being cool reminds me about all the different ice cream places we need to go to. So we just need to have an ice cream,
we could
show.
do every place you can eat ice cream at Disney World show.
Sure. We should do that.
In a park. Do the in the park.
In the park.
In a park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, do we have any
research?
Do we have any big final gang? Any final thoughts?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
Oh man. Don't be a fool.
We'll be back next week.
We'll
be back next week with
ice
food
cream
guide.
Oh yeah, ice cream.
Food guide for July 4th.
Oh, that too.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's show. And if you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and give us those 5-star reviews. As I've said many, many times, it helps us so much. As you know, the way those algorithms work, we need all the help we can get. Everybody does. So that's one of the best ways you can show your support. But if you want to do more than that, you can go over to Dining at Disney, shop our links. They'll also be in the show notes, but we've got Amazon, Disney Store, Garden Grocer, and Kingdom Strollers, as well as wherever you are listening to this podcast currently, you can become a supporter there as well.
Yes.
Okay, Aljon, your turn to do your little talkie
My
stuff.
little talkie. Okay,
Your
great.
talkie.
Follow us on the socials. We're there, mostly on Facebook. We've got a great thing going on there, which is our new page. I don't have to tell you again. Just sign up for it, like it, share it, tell all your friends about it, because we're having to start from scratch. It sucks that we have to do it, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm begging you.
Yeah, just
Please.
go ahead. Like the new page, guys. The link is in the show notes. Our entire history of Dining at Disney is available for download there on diningatdisney.com. So check out the show archives if it so moves you. There's a bunch of actually some really cool evergreen content. So if you want to check that out, please do so. A great way to kind of gear up for your next Disney trip, if you will. The other thing you can do is check me out on Instagram. Like me. You know you want to. It's Aljon Go on Instagram. And you can also follow my other podcast with Dave Bossert, former Disney creative and award-winning author, called Skull Rock Podcast, where we talk about all things Disney and pop culture, where we talk about the latest things we're streaming, and we're wrapping up a tremendous show series with not John Musker, with
Ron Clement.
Clements. Yeah, I'm having a brain freeze right now. Ron Clements, thank you very much, Kat. I had it at the tip of my tongue, and then I totally
Did you have
stepped on myself.
a brain toot?
I did have a brain toot. Sorry about that. Anyway, check out Skull Rock Podcast. Kat,
Very 80s music going on here.
you like that?
I really like it. It's very
Cool.
good.
All right, thanks.
You can find me on Instagram at Catastrophe at CAT_ASTROPHE. And of course, you can check out my podcast, Eat the Pictures, wherever you get podcasts. If you haven't already, join our Facebook group, Dining at Disney, and check out our friends, the Disney Dorks and the Sorcerer Radio Fun Zone. Sorcerer Radio can be found at srsounds.com and, of course, on their app. Until next time, I've been Kat. That's been Kristen and Aljon. Bon appetit.
The information and opinions expressed in this podcast are for entertainment and informational purposes. All other trademarks mentioned are the property of their respective owners.